Alrighty, artists, for techniques 4 and 5, we are going to do a combination video and just do both of these sections here. What you are going to see is in box 4, you'll use crayons, and then you will use oil pastel in box 5. One of the things that you will notice is oil pastel is very thick. So when you use oil pastels, these work as a really nice resist against the watercolor. So if you were to, for example, use a white oil pastel and put purple paint on top of that, the oil pastel would kind of push the paint away and that white would still show up. If you use crayons, they still work as a resist, but sometimes the paint goes right up to the crayon and they blend a little bit easier. So you'll kind of see the difference between the two. But either way, you can create whatever types of patterns and shapes that you would like. So for example, if you wanted to do something like the look of water, you might do waves with your oil pastels and then go over it with some blue and green tones that you would see in the water. So I will start off with the crayon. So I just have a few different colors that I'm going to use here, and then I am just going to create kind of a fun design on here first. Again, you get to kind of choose what type of design you would like to do. I am just going to rotate and do kind of a zigzag fun design on here. And then add some hot pink in there as well. And for the oil pastel, I am going to use these little tiny oil pastels, and I am going to try using some really bright colors, and I'm going to kind of do wave shapes in green first, and then I'm going to come back and do white in between so that you can really see how that white pops when you add the watercolor on top of it. So my oil pastel's done at that point. Just make sure you return all of those materials back to the spots where you got them. And for my crayon, I am just going to kind of go over this with a light green maybe. And you'll see that the crayon, if it's thick enough, it usually kind of pushes away the paint so it reveals the design underneath. You'll see that dark crayon works a little bit better here. I can always add water if I want to lighten up my colors a little bit. Continue pushing that paint off of the crayon. Then I am going to go over to my oil pastel and paint section, and then on this one I'm going to use a super dark blue and purple. And you'll see that that oil pastel, even the white, pushes that paint away again. So those white designs that I put on there with oil pastel do still show up, which is a really cool effect. We call that a resist. It resists the paint by pushing it away. And again, you can use whatever colors you would like for this. Blend different colors together. You can add a little bit more water if you want to move that paint around a little bit more and blend those colors. Then you will simply let those dry.